Okay, what's up guys? This is Sim Junkie here. Gonna play some Formula Truck 2013. It's new release on Steam, so that's why I'm checking it out. I had another video up of a first look of it. You can check out my blog on that as well as my YouTube channel. But I figured I'd go over a setup real quick from what I found. You know, you can set your wheel up for 900-degree rotation, 270, 540. The two popular ones seem to be 270 and 540 for Formula Truck 2013. I went ahead and went with the 540. But what I wanted to show you is if you go to, and you can do this. Oh, actually, you boot up your game first, right? So I'm gonna go through the step real quick for you. Boot up your game, like so. Yeah, let's skip that. Alright, so you're in your, go to your options. And you can go to, of course here you can set up your difficulty. I got it set up as custom. AI strength, see 110, aggression 50. Multiplier 100 and so on. So your display, of course if you have a pretty new computer you can pretty much punch all these out to full and max for it to look the best. Audio, I turned off the music volume because it's just horrible. But what I wanted to get to was, where's it at? Okay, controller 2. When you go to controls, controller 2, your speed sensitivity, leave that at 0. Your head movement, you know, depends on you. I have it at 50%, default 75. The rest of it I just left alone. I did originally mess with this digital steering rate, put it down to 10%, but it actually works best at 20 is what I found for the Fanatec wheels. Yeah, I'm using a Fanatec Fanatec CSW. Club Sport. So but anyway, leave that at 20. Let me see what's controller 3. The sensitivity and dead zones all at 0. Just leave that alone. Of course, you know, here's my brake and throttle and steering wheel setup. You can go through and set this up, pretty easy to do. Let's see what else. Okay, after you have that stuff set up, let me see. There was a, oh okay, you create a championship, right? If you have that stuff set up, create a championship. Let's just say create. Boom, I'm gonna start a new one. I found the Volvos work really well for me, so I'm gonna stick with the Volvo. And here's where your rules are. Do 10-minute races. I set my AI strength to 100%. I want 100% out of these guys. And damage multiplier at 100%. The rest was normal and full flags. And then of course you notice here I got Larry Ray, that's you know, my name in the setup. So whatever your name is going to be, that's where you're going to go afterwards into your setups and change your degree of rotation for your wheel. First track, what is it, Tarma? Anyway, let's go through here. Let it load up. I am also running track IR, just to give you the specs. We're going to do a 10-minute race, but I did want to go through some of these setups a little bit. My track IR, as far as my speed goes on it, if you have track IR, it's at 0.7, and my smoothness is at 10. So okay. If you go to Garage 1, this is a setup that I found that worked pretty good as far as getting the dang trucks to turn. And so you go here, I called it race setup. You can call it whatever you want to. You load it up each time, and you'll have to save the race setup for each track. Of course, you may vary it. But what I did is 10-minute race, usually 10 gallons is plenty. You can probably drop it down a little bit more, but I have ran out of gas before in a race when I was pushing it hard. But the brakes, brake bias, I put it at 60.5. And the duct size, brake duct size, I put at 6. Brake pressure 90%. Distribution, this is where it helps out a lot. You can go, of course, this is the front rear distribution. I put it all max to the rear, so it's 55.1 to 44.9. Steering lock, this is kind of how quick you want your steering wheel to turn for it locks. So I put it at 22 degrees. This seemed to work pretty good when I have my wheel set at 540. Final gears, I put it at 1055. I believe default was 1057. I just wanted a little bit more range out of them, and that's as low as you can go. I actually would like to have more, but everything else you can't really change. But let's go to garage number 2. What's behind curtain number 2? Alright, so to help make this big 5-ton rig turn, I upped my spring rate on the front to the max, 1142. Default was 857, so it just went up 1. I left everything else the same except for anti-roll bar. I detached it on the front, and that significantly helps this big rig turn in better. That was just a huge improvement. Oh, and also the Packers, disabled them. I went all the way to 0, front and rear, both to 0. As far as anti-roll bar on the back, I believe 114 was the stock setting, but that's what I'm using right now, 114 pounds. And I did bump up my slow bump to 6. And that's pretty much it as far as my actual truck setup. Of course, you can just do some screenshots if you like to try this setup out. So I kind of had it on the screen long enough for you to do that. But anyway, let's back out. Let's see, and you want to go into your profiler. So wherever your Steam account is on your computer. See, mine's on my F drive. I'm going to Steam apps, go to common, and look for Formula Truck 2013. Open that up. There's 2 spots you can change your rotation. There's under, see, support, nope, sorry, under user data. Okay, and then you go to controller, and you'll notice your name here. There's my name, but go to controller, and whatever you named your controller when you set it up, when you were first setting up your wheel rotation and your brakes and your gas, whatever you decided to call that thing, that's where you want to go set it up. So mine, I called it, they had a Fanatec GT3 version 2 in there. But I went ahead and set up a CSW version 1 because that's what I have. Double click on that, should open up into a notepad for you, and scroll on down and you'll see this line here, steering wheel range equals 540 degrees. Default is 270. If you like 270, leave it there. You don't even need to go through this step, but if you want a little bit more range, especially if you're doing a little bit of a drifting with these, 540 seems to work real good. I did try out 900. I just didn't care to turn the wheel that many times in a big old semi. So 540 seemed to work really well for me. But this is one spot you change it at. And the problem I was having was my wheel on screen was not matching my wheel, my Fanatec wheel in person. So I changed to 540 here. And of course I went to my Fanatec wheel under the sensitivity and change the sensitivity on it to 540, and also, you know, that it drove fine, but my wheel rotation on screen wasn't matching what my actual wheel rotation is. So I discovered under this same directory here, you have controller and then your name. So your name is the user data setup. So go to your name, and then you'll see controller again. Open that puppy up. And here again is steering wheel range 540. This was staying at 270 for some reason. So if you're having that problem with your steering wheel not really matching your on-screen steering wheel not matching your actual steering wheel, go look over here and see if this is still defaulted at 270. I changed this to 540. Of course, hit save and worked perfectly. So that's that. All right, let's go back into the game here. Other than that, this game is actually a lot of fun. You may notice that first gear and second gear are the same, and that's because what I've read or found out through the web was that the first gear is disabled on these trucks in real life anyways, so second gear is their starting gear. Alright, let's gonna go run a championship mode here, and we will resume it because we really didn't run a race. And I'm not encompassing my whole screen here because I'm trying to get my sim instruments dash right here into the screen, and I'm using my GoPro as well, so you can pick up the looking around with my track IR and the sim instruments dash here. Of course, if I had the smaller steering wheel on here with the top cut off, it would be a little bit easier, but I already got this puppy screwed down, so I didn't want to change it out. But I digress. Alright, I'm going to go to my setup, load it. Now, you can actually click this favorite right here, and every time you go to this track, this will load up your favorite setup for that track every time. You'll notice, 22-degree rotation for steering lock, and everything else is what we had set up a while ago. So, well, you know what? I don't want to do practice lap, excuse me. I want to just go ahead and jump into racing. We'll start in last place, but who cares? Might want to put it in 4th gear to start off with. And we are off. But you'll see what I mean here. You're not seeing the top of the screen anyway because it's the truck's roof. So I have it angled down here. Just so I can get the sim instruments dash in the picture. First video I did not have the sim instruments operating. I later found out that they had an update, so I updated it and voila, it works. It's badass. If you don't have a sim instruments dash, you should get one. I have a full review on it. Check out my YouTube channel under popular videos, and you'll see it. Oh, also to note, as far as traction control, I have it set on medium. And 100% as far as the AI seems to be pretty adequate with these guys. 90–95% seems to be not quite enough. I gotta shift gears here. Trying to lower my volume down a little bit so I don't have to scream. Like I said, this is a 10-minute race. Just joining or fast forwarded ahead across the settings. This is the first race of the race season, of the championship season rather. Running a Volvo, using the Fanatec Club Sport wheel with BMW rim, Fanatec Club Sport shifter, and sim instruments dash. Sitting in my RC. Only downside I see is that the sim experience software is not working for this yet. Hopefully, if sim experience is listening, why are they listening? I don't know. But hopefully they'll come up with it. They do have settings for game stock car, which is the same build. So I'd imagine Just need to enable this one. Let's get it, get it. Pretty much 3rd through 5th are your favorite gears to go through. And braking early is your friend. And don't get in a rush. Because at 100% you can catch these guys, but it is a little bit more challenging. Just like any typical racing game, they're slow in the corners and fast on the straights. Look at that guy just muscle past me. But now he's in my way. So one day maybe these video gamers or programmers will get this stuff figured out. Or these trucks accelerate at the same rate as you do. See if we can get a little bit of slipstream on him. Nah, he's still pulling away. Bastard! Coming around the mountain, there she comes. Yeah, that's a pass. That's a pass, I'll take that. Five minutes to get to front row. See if we can do it. This is a 10-minute race. I will take that pass. You open the door, I took it. That's good. Rumble strip filling right there through the Fanatec wheel. Feeling a lot of these little bumps too on the straightaways. So being a late break in here a little bit. Late breaking a semi can be a challenge. Causes you to go wide like that. But you can hold the throttle on a little bit longer. Daddy, I'm videoing, baby. Those are pretty. Those are pretty. the greatness of filming with your kids around. So my little girls come in and show me how pretty their nails are. And while running track IR, I'm looking off the screen like that. Come on, let's get it, get it, get it. So we can close this gap a little bit. We don't got much time. Oh yeah, yeah, we'll sneak up the inside so you can't turn in. How's that? What's up? We are on this guy like white on rice. bit deeper in here so we can stay up on this guy. He is holding us back. We gotta get up to that yellow truck where he gets so far ahead we won't be able to catch him. It is a little bit interesting how close you can get to these trucks without hitting them. I was nowhere close enough there. Man, look at him just power away from me. At 100%, you pretty much got to catch these guys under braking. You mess up on your braking. Oh, that's a good curb fill right there. Get it turned in, get on the gas early. Oh yeah. That's a pass. Come on, Yeller. I'm out for you. Oh, this guy. He's not giving up without a fight. Ramming me. If you have not checked out Formula Truck 2013, it's definitely worth the buy. You can check out my blog on it, Track Junkie Racing, and I'll have the links below for the blog. Man, that guy's getting away from us. Zero minutes. That means this is the last lap, folks. It's a do or die. Or I could totally royally screw up and come in last place if I go flying off the track. Pretty much don't need second gear. The only time I use second gear is if I need to get my truck to rotate around me, sharpen up a turn. Might have to just settle for second place. Oh well, still is a good run, but you get to see how well the AI is working. So turn it up on this last little lap. You can hear how this puppy sounds. Race is over, but we got a pit, so we'll let you hear it. Heading into the pits. Second place. I'll take it. Hope y'all guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you do. And And as always, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Really appreciate it, and we will catch you later.